Today is the Feast of the Holy Innocents. That story when Herod sent soldiers to kill all the children, the newborns, in the hope of then killing the young Messiah. Welcome to Mission Live. This is Roger from MSC Mission Office. And with the innocents, I would like to continue talking a bit about family. Because all the holy innocents belong to a family. And their death would have caused great grief. I want to refer back to my experience with families in Papua. It was a learning experience for me that young kids, school kids, would talk about their mothers and their fathers, plural. And also a young small boy would be referred to as uncle. And all this was a bit strange to me until I learned that their customs within the family, the extended family, were different to my experience. All their uncles and aunties were fathers and mothers, and all their cousins were brothers and sisters. So somebody would say, "That's my sister." And I think, but your parents and her parents are different. But she's my sister. So it was a different way of relating and referring to those of the extended family. In a similar way, the same word was often used for two people in a relationship. The sense of the grandparent and the grandchild were both called Tubuna. And an uncle and a nephew were both called lalana. And the same with auntie and niece. So they were referring not so much to the people within the relationship, but the relationship itself. It was a Tubuna relationship, grandparents and grandchildren. So it pointed out to me that for them, their relationships were very important, and how they related to one another was important. Another one was called the namesake, that someone was named, a baby was named after a particular person, and that particular person always had a more responsibility for that child as the child grew up. The same with uncles and aunties, mothers and fathers. Often the uncle or the auntie would have more say in the child's life than the true mother and father. That's all okay, just different customs. The holy innocents all belong to a family, and their death would have caused great grief and mourning and heartache to the families. And then we can reflect today how families are broken up by death, violence, forced migration, and so forth. We still have cases in the world of genocide, where people are just killed indiscriminately because they belong to a certain group of people, whether as a race or a language group or a religious group, and they're just killed. And those that escape or are left alive must have enormous grief and suffering in their families. And also those affected by war, who have to flee from the war or famine or many other disasters. And often they flee to another place, they'll lose contact with their home place, they'll lose contact with all their relatives and friends, and the family is effectively broken up. And I'm sure we have many people here in Australia today that are like that, and perhaps have little contact of their families, perhaps even don't know where their families are, and that is an enormous suffering in regards to family. Part of our mission is to reach out to those people, to help those people, to try and relate to them in a way that might fill the gaps in relationships that they have lost. So this is also part of the mission. And on mission, We are in a family, we belong to a family, and when we go on mission, we go from the family on mission and carry the family with us. Thank you. Have a continued good time on holidays over this period with your family.